they take the man, same mad, and take him good, carry him go to Bellevue, whichever, it wasn't Bellevue yet, but then carry my mother was same mad, and go give him joke, and when he get the one joke, that was the end of him. When I came down here, I was living into a Wakadab. You know about Wakadab? You build a house, you build a house with some stick, and then you put some what name again? This thing where you use white up the road.
The white mall.
Alright, something like that. You use that to build your house. That's the house I was living in.
What year was that?
Eh?
What year was
I came here to live, let me see if I can remember, God. Pretty long, you know, I'm living here for the past 36 years. Right? When I came here, I was, you know, the $50 pay for $50. That's $50 a month I pay for my rent. $50 a month, so you know that's pretty long. When I came, lots of people who live for Bedward light, they dress in white. There was the church over there. If you look over there, you see the church?
Yeah.
So the church over there. So that's where they go for worshiping. Early in the morning, you hear the bell ring. If somebody die, you hear the bell ring. 12 o'clock, you hear the bell ring, etc. So they live. They was poor. When I came, they raised chicken, them sell coal, and they don't have no children and they don't have no husband. The thing about it was they don't keep man or woman. They just stay as they were. Themselves stay by themselves. They wasn't supposed to deal with no man not supposed to deal with no woman. That's that's their rules. So how I get to live here now is because somebody died, there would be an empty room. And so a young person would come in with lots of warning what to do and what not to do when you come in this place, because this place was strict, you know. Very, very strict. But when I came, Bedward was already died and buried. I should have told her that. So, but it was the Bedward light who was still here, and a lot of them was here, whole heap of them. And this place was just in one, a big place called 67 August Road, still called that. Bedward Church Yard, still called that. And so somebody died, another young person get a room to rent. Come with strict thing, you can't, at 6 o'clock, you can't make no noise in yourself. On Sunday, you can't say your nail on a piece of zinc broke down. So these people was very strict. And so as soon as somebody died, there's another young person come, because they don't have no offspring, you know. It was just them alone. No family member, just them alone. And again, I said they were very poor. Government would send, every 12 o'clock a van would bring food for them. I'm just telling you what me know, you know.
Yeah.
People would bring food from the government, give them food at 12 o'clock and get them food. Christmas time, nearly Christmas time, they would get them clothing from the government, different free places, put things together. Every December they come in and then get them clothes. And they would be here doing them thing, doing them little thing, doing them thing, very active. But it comes a time now when the owner, the so-called owner then, said the place is her because she was paying taxes all along. So she's about to cut up the land and let young people own their own home and land, right? And I was in for that, of course. I would love to own my own home and my own piece of land. Then in a little work land bedroom, you know? A little breeze blow, you hear shh. You see them dropping down on your bed or your table anyway, you know? You understand? That's what was happening. So, after when the plan to survive them place and get, what you call it now? Those men who come and measure up. The surveyor came, measure up, lick down what to lick down, tear down what to tear down. Get out the lots, so people would get their lots. I was living right over here, and I'm walking on that, so I stayed. The owner was saying, who said, if we have the first preference, right? So who live in here have the first preference. If I want to see where I am, I want to shift somewhere else, it's up to me. I wanted was to see where I was, right? So everybody just choose to do what they're doing and do what they're doing. So they choose the other place around there named Big Yard, a big house around there, where they take the rest of all people, bring around there to get the whole land to survey, so then could sell it out. And that's what they did. You see, because them don't use the trap down like, you sit down, because sometimes them around here, you know, them raise them little pole, them tell them little pole as I tell already, them pick up some stone and put at them doorway thing, and then KSAC come and fix up them place. Or them do them things properly. That's what them did. So they was very active when they was here, but the moment they took them around and put them in the Big Yard now, you find them dead, one behind the other, one died behind the other. And so everybody just died out. Elise Kelly, running Africa, came here one Saturday, and where they repaired the house because it was very old and leaky. So she came and she took off all the zinc from the top and put on new zinc on there. And it was, right now it is in good condition. And it's only 2 people live there. Not Bedward right now, but 2 people still here in a big house. They call it Big Yard. And so Elise Kelly stayed here Saturday, and she stayed and she did a Running Africa program down by the police station. So she was here Saturday, Sunday. And they went all over the river, you know, trying to, because there's a river, you heard that Bedward, this song about Beat Them the Healing Stream, you heard that song? Mm-hmm. Right, so there's a stream over the river. People come all walk sick, I was told that I don't see that. All kind of sickness them have. You just take them over the river, who to drink some drink, who to bathe, get bathed, and they was delivered, they was better and gone back home. From foreign Jamaica everywhere. And so we were also told that Bedward, he was the first. It wasn't Marcus Garvey the first, he was the first hero. The reason for that is he talked things and it happened. Right? Like he was a prophet then. The government was against him. The reason for the government being against him, he had more followers than the government from one time. So police trying to hold him, they're trying to put something on him, you know. So guess what them said, the man mad. And it's Elise Kelly came here and we know, go to the library and get some pamphlet and read about him. They came at home, you know, and took him out of his bed in the wee hours, like 2 o'clock, when everybody was asleep. That's the only time they could have gotten him. Karen go halfway, police go lock him up. So when the people got up in the morning, then discovered he wasn't around. Mm-hmm. So everybody started search and look for Bedward, can't find until then you say in the halfway tree. There's a big crowd went down there. And so the big crowd went down there, they have to let him go. And that one man was locked up for 2 times in the one day because of the behavior of the people. And so them lock him up, they have to let him go still. So he was a great man, I was told. And they take him one at the after when the stage, the lock-up business was finished away with. They take the man, same man, and take him good, carry him to Bellevue, whichever, it wasn't Bellevue yet, but then carry him mad or same mad, and go give him joke. And when he get the one joke, that was the end of him. Oh. He stood there until he died. There's a place named Bedward burying ground around there. That's where he buried. Okay. That's all I know. I heard about him. They were poor, you remember I told her that? Yes. They went and sold just about everything they had.
To follow him?
To follow him, so they might go fly, but not go so. When I came here to live, them poor, they don't have nothing. Them poor, remember I said government bring food for them. Government get close to them Christmas time, so they was very poor. They don't have nobody, so them have a relative. A cousin go and come and get them a $200. A brother go and come and cut them here, or plait them here, or wash with them, and then they on their own. Everybody's on their own. When I came, I know all of them. They are very peaceful, quiet and things like that, but they was very, very poor. So actually the government is responsible for them, you know.
But you mentioned the area being very strict. What particular was strict about it? What were some of the customs?
In the whole, when there was alive and around here, you know, before the land was cut off, if you notice, we have road now, we have water, we have light. When I came here to live, no road, no light, no water. It was just like a country by itself. Bedward Church Yard, in Anthony and Bedward Church Yard. So it's after when a lot of them died out, the lady who was paying the taxes for this place decided to surveyor it, sell it out, so she packed up all them around in the big house, which I told her already. And so that's how they stay around, they did one behind the other, one behind the other. So
of natural causes?
Not really, no. Sometimes, you know, you're used to your little thing and you're not doing it again, you don't feel so good again, you know, and you're affected badly by it. You know? Yeah. So they stood there and they died, one behind the other, so they're all finished.
Okay.
So that was the end of them. That's all I know about them.
So what we're kind of trying to do is to make a connection between the St. James pastor who recently passed away, Kevin Smith, right, and, you know, the kind of practices that he had in his church versus Bedward, and if there's any similarities.
What I've heard about Bedward, he was a healer. And you don't have to bring no money, just come and him have him healing stream. Who to drink it, who to get a bathe, and that's all there was said.
He had a healing stream?
Yes, man, a very river there. Elise Kelly wanted was to use that stream to get bottled water from it so the people in our town could benefit from it. But you have some little giddy-head youth, them no easy, them no behave themselves, and them just want to run things, and them just cancel it. You know? Them just want to take things for themselves, so then just leave it alone. Because problem going to be there, and just leave it. But she was planning, to get bottled water from there. You know?
So was the stream not accessible to everyone, or was it on his property?
No, you see, from the moment they heard about bottled water and money thing, and from money I come up, agony. And you don't want no pain or no agony, so just leave it alone. Yeah.
Oh, so the healing would only come from when
No, the healing is not there anymore, kind of mashed down there now. But the water is still coming up, so them could always deal with it away to get bottled water from it. You know? Whatever process they will go through, the spring is still there, whatever process it to go through, they will do it and get the bottled water.
No man, what I'm really getting at is whether or not the healing actually came from him, or if it was alleged to say his
let
water.
Let me tell you, I assume that he was a man of God. And then, you see, if he is a woman or a man of God, and you're really dedicated to God, you can just get a bottle of water and pray over it and drink it, and you've been healed and delivered. I believe in that. So that was what was happening. And from he died, it's to none effect right now.
Yeah. But you wouldn't say that there's any similarities then with the St. James pastor?
No, sir. He was a man of God. I can attest to that. He was. The talk I get about him, he was a man of God.
As opposed to the St. James pastor then? As opposed to the St. James pastor?
No, the St. James pastor now is far different from this man. That man is a cult. You understand? He deal in a blood thing. Bedward never deal with it. He deal with healing and deliverance. He deal with peace and love. Because Bedward right now, again, may I repeat, make you stand up right here, sir. And I can say, proudly, I own a God place, But for now, it is loaned unto me, this piece of property, through Bedward. You know, so I'm a proud owner. And it was because of Bedward. That man down in Montego Bay now, he wouldn't be thinking of you. You're late for church, he might charge you. You might live off of your saving account, etc., etc. You don't want nothing for you. But Bedward, that looks something for you. So I applaud him for that. Several people have their own house and land right now because of Bedward. So he was for the people. He wasn't against the people. He was for the people. And he was with the people. That's why he had more followers than the government. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.